Going back and watching Disney movies is always a fun ride. You sit back and reminisce about things being different. Things aren't made like they used to be. And sometimes you watch a film you've never seen. This was the case for me with The Fox and the Hound, a film I'd heard a lot of things about, and yet I knew nothing. I'd never seen it. And so when one of my Discord members told me it was her favourite Disney film, well, you gotta give the people what they want. So let's go back and check out Disney's The Fox and the Hound and see if it's any good. Right from the start, I was already taken back. I mean, I've seen a lot of Disney movies, even the most obscure ones. Most of them open with a musical song or some type of fun rolling credits. Not this movie. Right from the start, you see there is something very different. You get no music, just an eerie breeze and the sound of the forest, and the opening scene is just chilling. I could see where it was going, and I don't think I was mentally prepared. Right from the start, you can feel that this film has a very different quality to it, and this is what I love about old Disney movies around this time in the 1980s. It was just before the Disney Renaissance period, and movies back then just had a different style and vibe to them, and I really think that Disney need to go back and look at them. I understand a lot of these movies did not do well when coming out initially, but holy hell, these days, an opening like this, it just sets it apart. And it's not just because of the shock horror of the mother being killed. Spoilers, by the way, but let's be honest, if you're a Disney mom, you're never truly safe. But this type of atmosphere is heavily lost in Disney movies these days. So a baby fox gets orphaned and it is found by a sweet old lady who takes him in and treats him like his own. And right from the start, Disney are doing what they kinda do best. Adorable animals. I mean, every animal in this film is just straight up adorable, and you know the tissues are gonna get used at any moment. But she calls him Todd, and the lady's neighbor, Amos Slade, brings home a new dog for him to use for hunting, called Copper. So the Fox and the Hound, oh, see, I said the title, they meet and become friends, and good God, have you ever seen anything cuter? But seriously, the animation in this movie is absolutely stunning. I mean, Disney were kind of the pioneers of animation at this time, but even the background shots are just stunning. Like, look at this. This was drawn by an artist. Something which also sets this film apart from other Disney movies is its score. There's not a lot of times in this movie when score isn't being used. It's all accompanied by instrumental songs that sound incredible. It also has a lot of voice actors from Winnie the Pooh, and it feels very much in that way is that it feels warm and connected like a book, which makes sense considering it's based on one. But usually the overuse of music feels like it overshadows everything, and it never gets its time to breathe. But the music just fits so well into everything and it really connects it all, so I really don't mind.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
There are musical-esque numbers. I say musical-esque because they're not exactly big giant showstoppers, more like musical interludes to break things up. One of the songs even being spoken word, which we will get to that tear-jerking of a scene later on. But anyway, as the story continues, Copper's master doesn't like Todd coming onto his land, and being a hunter, he is hell-bent on killing Todd. Both Copper and Todd are separated during the winter, as Copper goes away for training, leaving Todd alone. When they return, Copper warns Todd that they can't be friends anymore because of his way of life and what he's trained to be. This is something that they really stick to, and it is something I definitely like about this movie that we'll talk about later. But I love that we still feel a little bit unedged about Copper. He is a hound and he is trained to kill. And the film doesn't shy away from the fact that while these two are friends, they both have roles in where they come from, and I adore this ongoing threat it gives the audience. It lingers over the audience's head, making every interaction with these two quite unnerving. It's really wonderful and great to watch. So when they meet, a chase breaks out between Todd, Copper, and Copper's mentor, an older dog called Chief. And if this film already isn't good enough, he's voiced by this guy.
There's something funny going on around here.
Must have got that shirt off on the dead Chinese. Wait a minute, I'm the leader. I'm the one that says when we go.
Oh God, I love Pat Bertram's voice. Oh, it's so good. But during the chase, Copper decides to let Todd get away. But unfortunately, he ends up being chased by Chief, and Chief ends up getting hurt. Which during this scene, by the way, my heart was pounding. The music, the animation, and the train driving towards them. It is an anxiety-inducing scene, but I do have an issue with it, which is interesting. You see, in the original script and in the book, Chief gets killed, giving Copper the motivation to hate Todd. And not only did I have a problem with this, but so did a lot of the animators. There is a lot of dispute about this scene, saying that the film doesn't really work unless Chief dies. They even had to go back in and animate the scene so that Chief's eyes were open so the audience knew that he was alive. You can watch the scene and you can tell it doesn't quite fit well. You can tell the whole scene was created so that Chief dies. Disney always really struggled killing off main characters, and I do see why they did this. Chief is very likable and a funny character, but every bone in my body just knows that this was the original idea, and it does affect the story massively. So because of this, Amos vows to kill Todd, causing the lady to take him to a reserve and abandon him. This scene is gut-wrenching. It feels so genuine and real. The entire scene Todd just doesn't understand. One thing I love about this film is while the animals are sentient beings who can talk, it still treats them as animals. Todd doesn't understand or is even told why she leaves him, and it is just one of the saddest moments ever. Something this film does more than a lot of Disney movies is that sense of realism. There have been a lot of Disney animals in films, but they've all had a little bit of movie magic to bring them out of reality. But with the fox and the hound, they're animals. They act like them, not just in the way that they move, but the way that they communicate and react to the humans around them. It just makes those scenes that much more grounded and relatable. This isn't some magical world where animals can talk. It's our world, and it's grounded in the hardships of real life.
Welcome to my life!
Todd then meets another fox called Vixie, and like any Disney movie, they fall in love. And their relationship is fine and cute. It feels very classically Disney, like they must have a love interest in there somewhere. But I do love that how Vixie is just instantly interested.
Handsome. Oh, say, gee, he sure sounds nice. I'm not doing anything. I'll help you find him.
Bitch!
Vixie knew what she wanted and she went for it, and I've got to give her credit for that. Hey there, if you're still here, it means you probably have a passion for animated movies, which is what my channel is all about. I do weekly videos talking about animated movies, new and old, and subscribing is the best way to help me out. And I'm really trying to make it here on YouTube, guys, so if you can subscribe, you will receive a ton of love from me and many, many thanks. But anyway, let's get back to the video. So Cooper and Amos track Todd and attempt to kill him, and while they come close, Todd leads them to a bear which attacks them, but because of the power of friendship, he helps defend them from the bear, and in the end, Copper stands in the way of his master's gun, and they leave. And this right here is once again sums up how good this movie is. This shot where Copper goes with his master and Todd leaves for the forest, it is just absolutely breathtaking. Most Disney movies, it would be happily ever after, with Amos accepting Todd and it all being happy with a big musical number, but this doesn't. This is a bittersweet ending, where yes, Copper forgives Todd and saves him, but he returns with his master and Todd goes back to the forest. He's a fox, and he's a hound, and there's nothing they can do to change that. The movie ends with Todd and Vixie overlooking his old home, and the film ends. The whole film is not about being predictable in where its characters go. It's not a big happy ending, once again reaffirming that these characters are animals. They can't be together, and it's not the way their life works. This sense of realism moves into everything. I love that even though Amos is seen as this film's antagonist, there's an empathy to him. Even though his actions are bad, he clearly cares for his dogs, and to his perspective, his reason for going after Todd is because he thought he was trying to eat his chickens, as well as also hurting Chief. It makes him a character that you understand, even if you don't necessarily agree with him. I also never mentioned the film's side characters, which all feel fun and interesting. Big Mama and Dinky and Bloomer all have their own subplot trying to catch a caterpillar, and it is just incredibly funny.
Hey, this can't be that scrawny little squirt we found by the fence post, can it? Come on.
I can't believe my eyes.
These performances are an excellent addition, and while they don't serve much of the plot, they have just enough character to make them necessary. A film like this is obviously going for a much more serious tone, and these characters break up that tone to keep it a little bit lighter. It all blends really nicely, and it knows when to go light and when to go dark. The Fox and the Hound is a great film, with such a different vibe to most Disney films. On paper, it feels very classic, talking animals, beautiful animation, tragedy and comedy, but the tone of the movie, right from the opening, sets itself up to be something different, and I adore this tone shift from other films. And the film feels more like a Don Bluth film than it does a Disney film, which is interesting because he worked on this movie before leaving. You can really see that this film was the shift that Disney needed when going into the Renaissance period, and it is definitely thanks to this film that Disney saw the future of what animated movies could be. That tone shift really paved the way for something like The Lion King, and even films with a serious tone could also be beautiful and funny. So after all that, it's getting my professional rating of 8 out of 10, and my personal rating of 9 out of 10. I'm just a sucker for any movie that can make me cry like that, so it's gotta go up a point in my personal way. So make sure to pop in the comments what you think of this film and how much did you cry. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click on one of the videos on screen, you will probably like them. Head on over to my Discord group where I'm currently doing a giveaway where you can win some fabulous prizes, and you can even suggest future videos over there as well. Liking and subscribing really helps me out, guys, so it goes a massively long way, but as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.